Welcome back to United Gamers Authority. I'm Shade Hunter.
I'm Phantom Stag.
And in this episode, it's going to be pretty short and sweet and to the point, because we're just going to go over the leveling process. So what you would want to do is push one of the buttons to open up your menus. It could be the M for the map, J for journal, V for crafting, vector. Doesn't matter. But you want to go to the character screen, and that's going to give you some information. You have your resistances and your level and experience on the right hand side. You can actually go ahead and click the button for all attributes, and it will give you a breakdown of how much experience you have versus what you need, your flame level, and gives you a bunch of information on all your different stats. So that's how you get to that. Then you can go over to if you push in and then push in again, it takes you back to your character screen. There's also status details at the bottom on the right hand side, and it will give you all kinds of different buffs and stuff that you have and what they do. And it's just general information that's useful to know. The next step is leveling up. Well, you don't actually assign attribute points and all that stuff. It comes as you level up under the skills or the H button. That's going to give you this huge tree, and it really can't zoom out too much, but if you kind of scroll around, you can see how massive this tree is. And insert my other maxed out character here is going to be like massively kitted out under wizard and healer and stuff, because it's just nuts. But back to the beginning levels, you just leveled up to level 2. You've got quite a few options. You can either put 1 point into one of the attributes that surround the middle circle, or you could put your points into one of the items in the middle. You've got sneak attack and increase your well-rested bonus, all kinds of different things in here. You can even do more damage to stone or trees. You can get a special attack for melee. So there's all kinds of different things you can do. If you raise your dexterity, that increases your range damage. If you increase your strength, that increases your melee damage. If you increase your endurance, that increases your stamina. If you increase your spirit, that increases your mana. If you increase your intellect, that increases your magic damage. On this character, I'm thinking I'm going to go into the ranged aspect of it. I'm going to start building up all this stuff, so I'm going to go like ranger, assassin, that kind of stuff, so I can be kind of sneaky. But first and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and grab this sneak attack, but I can't because I need 3 points for that, which we'll get there in a little bit. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and put 1 point into dexterity right next to the sneak attack, and then another point into the dexterity next to that, so I can really increase my range damage by 10%. So now if we go back to the character screen and under the all attributes, my range damage has a bonus of 10% because I have 2 points to dexterity. And with that, if you are holding any type of item that's not a ranged weapon, like a melee weapon or a torch or an axe, and you have a bow that you have equipped in your character screen right here, then all you have to do is hold the Q button and you'll pull out your bow and aim it and draw it. And then you can just push the button to fire. And then when you let go, it goes back to whatever you were holding before. Any questions, Pops?
That's so much stuff to sort through. It makes sense. I just need to decide what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, there's lots of different options. As a kind of a baseline thing, we're gonna start on the magic because that's what I know the best. The trickster is a lot of weird things that you can do with magic. Like the Be Gone is actually really fun. It replaces your normal unarmed strike with a magic punch. And so you have also fear, and a combination of the trickster and the assassin is giving an updraft when you have the glider. You essentially can glide for farther. It's just like little tricks that you can do that mixes magic with other things.
Right.
Under the wizard, it's full-on magic and magic damage, and increases your different elemental damages and gives you different abilities within that. Obviously, healer is kind of self-explanatory. You get a healing aura and all kinds of other cool things to heal. Battle Master is a combination of essentially a warrior and a wizard. So you have a lot of interesting things that synergize with that. Tank is kind of self-explanatory. You can take a hit and dish it out. A lot of it is also getting the enemies to fight you and nobody else. You have the straight-up warrior, which can be either two-handed or one-handed. Most of this is like different types of weapons that you want to use. I'm not going to go into each one, but there's different types of damage, physical damage.
Yeah.
Then you got the Barbarian, which focuses on two-handed heavy weapon specializations and lots of fast movement, which it synergizes really well with the Athlete, which gives you a lot of stamina and survivability for moving quickly. Survivor is just what it sounds like. It increases your survivability in pretty much all situations, and down near the end of it you actually get an additional food slot buff for all your foods, because
that's pretty true.
Normally it's kind of like Valheim where you eat 3 different types of food, but with that you get a 4th one. Then you got the Beastmaster, which basically controls wild animals around you, which make it, I guess, easier to deal with, so they don't actually attack you. They become your allies. Then, of course, Ranger is the one I'm going to be mainly focusing on, which is all about ranged damage. And then the Assassin is taking that ranged damage and making it sneaky, to where you can sneak up behind people and do a lot of backstab damage. So,
yeah.
And there's a lot of different synergizing between multiple different aspects of it. It's designed for synergize between the different ones next to it, but I've actually kind of been looking around, and you can actually do a lot of different combinations that aren't connected. Like you could do a trickster with survivor, or you can do warrior with assassin, and really get some different synergizing between all the different abilities.
Right.
Oh, well, Phantom looks over that stuff and tries to figure out the direction he wants to go. Thank you all for watching. Really do appreciate it.
Hey,
if you have any,
this is fun and interesting and mind bending. So
yeah. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will try to get to them. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you on the flip side.
Later.
See ya.